What's up, nerds? It's your boy, the OG GM, coming to you live, large, and in charge on a Power Rangers Wednesday. Dun, 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 dun. Broadcasting live from Site B on a small island off the coast of Costa Rica. Maybe. Here in the month of April, it's the 19th of April. It is the 30th anniversary week of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers when it first started filming 30 some odd years ago. And the 30th anniversary special is on Netflix today. For most of you, doesn't mean anything because I assume a few of you are as big as a fan of Sentai and Power Rangers as I am. But you got to remember, Power Rangers played a very important part of my life for 2 years and allowed me to meet some really awesome people, some of whom I'm still friends with. So, yeah, I'm very proud of my little bit of history with the show. Anyways, it's time to take a look at all the tabletop role-playing game crowdfunding projects that are coming to an end in the next couple days. Why am I singing? I don't know. So yeah, gonna list off some crowdfunding projects. If any of these sound like something you want to support, you still have a chance. And if you do jump on these, they will usually send you free swag in addition to copies of the games. The ones I like or think are worth your time, I've posted links down to below. And the ones I think are not worth your time, I will quickly pass by in my usual judgmental way. Shame on you for making this game. What were you thinking? Shame on you. So let's start. And at the very beginning, we have something from Luke Gygax. Luke Gygax, the son of Gary Gygax, who, if you've been following the news on my friend's channel, Tanker Tavern and Tabletop Taproom, is involved in a legal dispute over the rights to the IB of the Gygax's creations because apparently his will has finally been found. I do not have enough information on this to comment on it. Tanker did a video on it yesterday, and I'm sure Taproom will do a video on it today. So if you want to know what's going on with Luke Gygax and his continued quest to gain back the rights to whatever's left of Gygax's IP, so apparently his new stuff has emerged to further, solidify what is or is not the final remaining legacy of Gary Gygax, our founder in chief. But anyways, Luke occasionally makes stuff for the hobby. He makes OSR, OGL stuff, and he makes 5e stuff. He has his own word, which is a derivative of his dad's work. So he is kickstarting something called The Fate of Chentoufi, Chentoufi. It's adventures for Luke Gygax's Oricrim. That's, I guess, the name of his world. $25 gets you the PDF and print versions of the book. It's a 50-page adventure set in a Gygaxian-inspired world, a derivative of his father's work. And it will go to support his quest to resolve the legal matters involving the legacy of his father's work. So yeah, go Luke. From Technical Grimoire, we have Bridgetown, a pastoral liminal RPG setting for Troikia. Okay, pastoral and Troikia aren't really a combination you would normally think of because pastoral is Troikia is very much in your face, acid fantasy, gonzo heavy metal wizards type stuff. Acid punk has been Kotu. My friend Art Rara Rasputin has done multiple videos on Troikia, so head on over to his channel and check him out. Give him a little love. Also, guys, I've seen that your people have been using the word liminal a lot lately. I don't think that word means you think it means, because liminal is not a good thing. Usually liminal is associated with horror, specifically the urban legend / creepypasta of the back rooms. So just to be sure, let's look up the definition of liminal. All right, so it is spelled Liminal. Liminal. Sensory threshold, barely perception or capable of eliciting a response. A phase or condition. So yeah, that tells me nothing. What is the definition of liminal? threshold to which stimulation begins to produce an effect relating to or transitional or immediate state, stage, or period. So yeah, it's usually been referred to liminal. How to describe liminal in regards to what most people associate the words with, which is the creepypasta urban legend of the back room. So just imagine you're standing in a office building and you have just from your perception, endless hallway. On each side of you are just doors, just unmarked doors. If you've ever been in a large industrial office building, you'll find hallways like this, especially like in hospitals, doctors' offices. Sometimes the hallways connecting other bigger hallways. If you go down like if you ever walk through like the maintenance hallways in a hospital, the ones that the nurses and doctors use so you don't see them. It's just these long, featureless, everything the same color, blinking neon lights and doors on either side of you, unmarked or with very little numbers on them. And that is probably the best way to describe the experience of liminal, and is usually associated with horror, especially the back rooms. So to use the term liminal and pastoral and troikia all in the same sentence, I've seen, this is the second or third time I've seen liminal used in relation to a game that doesn't really incite the idea of liminal, because liminal is kind of modern horror, sort of, or just the idea of I'm trapped in this sort of weird thing. Anyways, here is a troikia game about crossing a bridge. That was probably way too much information, but hey, now you know what the liminal means. From Friday Stout, we have the Vineyard RPG. This is for 5e and 5e adjacent. So D&D 5e, Tales from the Valiant, anything that's being protected under Black Flag, stuff like that. This is $40 for this PDF and the book. It's a queer gothic horror campaign centered around a city where a new god has risen up. And you do stuff in this city. And apparently has also something to do with leprechauns and scantily clad women. Why does it have to be queer gothic horror? Could it just be gothic horror and some of the characters might be queer? Here's one of the things that I will actively always support, and that is conventions. If you live in West Virginia or Virginia in general, the Clay Center is sponsoring CharCon 2023. This is a 3-day gaming convention. $40 will get you a badge and a collectible dice, and will help go to make sure that the convention sponsors will be able to actually have this convention happen in the Clay Center in Charleston, West Virginia. So I am always behind these. I am always 100%. If you can support this one, because we need physical conventions to stay alive and active as a way for gamers and merchants to gather together. So yeah, if you live in Virginia and you would love to see a convention at the Clay Center, which I guess is a hotel/civic center, $40. I posted a link to this one down below. We have a Zine Crate Extravaganza. $80 gets you a bunch of zines. So basically, this is Loot Crate, but for gaming zines. So I don't know if it's a subscription. Each box is filled with about 5 to 8 zines, usually all built around a specific theme, like Mork Borg, horror, as you can see, science fiction, horror, probably fantasy. So you pick a crate, you fill it, you ship it, and you get a bunch of zines in a crate. So it's a subscription thing. I don't know if it changes every month, like a loot box type of thing, but it's a blind box with themed zines for each one's specific topic. Do I have a link? Let's see. Yeah. Looks like it's mostly sci-fi and some horror, or sci-fi horror. No other genres covered right now. Is this just a one-time thing or is it a subscription, guys? Okay, that's who it is. Okay, blah, blah, blah. That's the company that made it. That's the risks. Okay, what exactly is it? Where's my description of what this is? Optional add-ons, Kickstarter. Okay, is this monthly or is this one time? It doesn't say. So I don't know if this is a monthly blind box or a one-time blind box. I'm going to say one time. I'm not sure. So if you want to spend $80 to get a bunch of random zines for sci-fi or horror, there you go. From Joanne Marzkowitz, MAZURKIEWICZ. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. We have Roll for Romance, a D&D date night for 5e, Pathfinder, and other D25Es things. So $7 gets you the PDF of both versions, and it's a romantic D&D adventure module for no. I mean, D&D Nightlight sounds fine, I guess, if you and your significant other want to play like D&D and want to do a D&D themed date night, I guess. I don't know if this is a no or a maybe. I mean, $7, so maybe. Okay, I mean, do I get? Okay, I'm gonna take it back. For $7, it could be a fun way to spice up a relationship if everybody involved is a gamer of some form. Okay, I'll put this in the maybe pile. Pop-ups. Who doesn't love pop-ups? From Dungeon Pop, we have immersive pop-up tabletop RPG battle maps. $68 gets you a print copy of the book. We've seen something like this before a long time ago. So this is not a new idea, but when was the last time I saw this? Something like this. Ooh, I'm going to go 8 years ago. I'm sure other people have done it. Because I know cardboard terrain has been done, but like a pop-up book, I know that's been done, but not very often. Probably because pop-up books are really expensive to make. So for $68, you get a print copy of this. It includes 9 pop-up maps, like a tavern, a ruin, a tower. I mean, this is cool. I mean, it's a good way to carry around terrain if you don't have, the ability to buy a bunch of Dwarven Forge stuff and set it up. It just folds up into a nice little thing. You get to where you're going, you unfold it, a little bip, a little bob, a little crazy glue, and it's up and running. How well does this thing survive a typical gaming encounter? Let's face it, anybody who's ever seen a pop-up books knows that the lifespan of most pop-up books is like 48 hours. So that's the downside to this. The cardboard, the ease of carrying, and everything about it is cool. It looks cool, but let's face it, its lifespan is a couple days. Here's a deck of cards for Mork Borg from Exalted Funeral. $45 gets you the PDF and the print version of the deck, plus a book on how to use the deck. It's random card decks to generate stuff in Mork Borg, and they're coffin shape. And you know how I love the card props, and I love the idea of it being coffin shaped from Mork Borg, but this is Mork Borg. So look at this. Just if I tried to get the PDF version and print these out, it would kill my printer. But I mean, a lot of people don't like the Mork Borg art. I'm 50-50 on the Mork Borg art. Sometimes it looks amazing. Other times it's just like, this is just crap and it's a waste of ink. So yeah, it's a random thing generator for Mork Borg. I don't know how Mork Borg random generators are specifically Mork Borg as opposed to normal random generators. I mean, it's going to give you an idea or a picture of something, and then you build something around it. So, I mean, random generators are free on the web. So, and from the little engine that could, the company that never gives up, EN Publishing has To Save a Kingdom. an adventure path that they've been working on for a while and have finally released. But as usual with EN Publishing, if you follow EN Publishing and you follow me, you will know that they have been releasing versions of this for free over the past several months on their site. So I don't have to buy the full thing because you've already made the entire thing or most of it free. They've been releasing each chapter. They've been releasing lead-up adventures to them. This is the same mistake that they made when they were playtesting Level Up. I mean, they were playtesting Level Up and talking about it for like 3 years. I mean, I don't think a week has gone by where I haven't mentioned something from EN Publishing. But they also release all their stuff for free. So by the time Level Up 5e was finished, you already had everything they'd done. And the same thing with the module. By the time they finished the module and printing out the module and charging you $50, everything you guys have done for the module is already up there for free. So I don't need to buy the module because you've made pretty much everything for free. Hopefully they will learn to, that there is ways to entice people to buy your product by putting out quick starts without just giving them everything for free. They try, though. I mean, you got to give these guys an A for effort. They are just a little engine that could, for the past, God, I feel like, 3-5 years, they have just been non-stop supporting their Level Up 5e, alternative 5e role-playing game. Mind you, I don't think I've ever actually seen any product in the store, and I'm not aware of anybody ever playing it, except, of course, that there is a live plays of the EN Publishing staff playing it. But I've never seen it in the wild. But it's nice to know that it's out there, that there is, one consistent competitor to the 5e throne that has been consistently making stuff for years for 5e. And maybe once the 5e tower tumbles at the end of 2023, these guys will finally have their chance to go, yes, we waited long enough and now we are here. Because God love them for just nonstop pushing their stuff. Yeah. And that's it. That's everything that's available. That's ending Kickstarter this week. If any of those sound like something you want to support, head on over to your favorite Kickstarter, Crowdfunder, Backlit, Group Fund, Game Jam, Zine Jam, the thing that does free these things. You'll usually get a collection, some free swag, and it goes to support small press publishers, which is always nice. I kind of recommend the Gygax one because it's Gygax, and it goes to support his legal issues in gating back the proper control and implementation of the true legacy of Gary Gygax. And, of course, the convention. If you live in West Virginia and you want to support a gaming convention, they could definitely use your help. And that's it. If you appreciate this content, let me know. If you never want to ever hear me talk about this ever again, let me know. If you have any insight, any of the topics I covered while going over this, let me know. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Help me hit 2,000 subs by the end of the year. And of course, now it's time for me to shamelessly plug myself and remind you that I have merch. I have merch available at Big Geek Emporium, and I have merch available through my Patreon, and I still have some physical product out there, some shirts and t-shirts. So if you want to show your love for the OGGM and all the hard work he does for you, maybe consider heading on over to Big Geek Emporium and picking up my merch, only $2 a piece, or signing up for my newsletter through the Patreon, $4.99 a month. Gets you guaranteed at least 2 projects, if not more. And starting next month, Patreon exclusive content. Maybe. If I can figure out how it works. Till then, I've been the OGGM, and you've been awesome. Thank you for joining me for this. I'll be back later on with your regularly scheduled news. Till then, have a great day, and of course, get off my land.